Ha! You wouldn't think I would do 3 Coda weapons in a row, right? You're wrong. I would actually do 3 Coda weapons in a row. Why the hell are we buffing the Coda Synapse Riven disposition still? What are we doing, by the way? This weapon, even on release, even when this had 1 disposition and its stats were shit, which I'm gonna bring up that video and a screenshot of it so you can see the difference in stats, so you can see how much it has improved. Even back then, this was super strong. And it was super strong, not because of this, but because of these, the primary status chance swords. These on Coda Synapse scale so good. Oh my god, it makes it looks like the Torrent. I'm gonna be so for real. I'm gonna go to the simulacrum and I'm just gonna straight up show you what my Torrid without status chance swords look like and what this with status chance swords look like, because like it is genuinely insane the damage it does. And I want to show this straight up first and foremost, and then we can actually take a look at the build, explain it, and do a mission. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna swap to the Torrid. Torrid has this evolution because I like both crit and status, and I think status is really good for the primary fire, which is really nice. And this, once again, just like the Coda Synapse, is blast and corrosive. So if we add this and we just do that, this is how my Torrid looks like on a full build. You know, obviously Torrid, pretty good. Looks nice. Now, let's showcase what the Coda Synapse looks like onto this Wisp build, shall we? You know, obviously don't need an encounter form. It red crits, absolutely disintegrates everyone and kills at the exact same time, while being a single target weapon. And the big part about this Wisp build as well that I can abuse is the fact that I can take the crits and everything to even higher amounts by using the augments and roar. So now it looks like this. Yes, it is that good. So anyways, why does this work? Well, we have quite a bit of damage here directly. That's because of the Riven mode. The Riven mode has increased quite a bit. And this is kind of what I want to showcase. When a new Prime Warframe releases, we always get Riven mode changes, and Synapse has always been there. It has got every single one, and now it's a 3 out of 5 disposition with really good stats. The Coda Synapse compared to the Synapse has innate punch through, which allows it to pierce through enemies and kill more enemies at the same time, even if it doesn't chain like the Torrid. As long as you have enemies in a straight line, because of the blast strokes and because of the chain, it will just automatically sort of chain to other enemies through blast strokes being so high damage. And obviously when it does corrosive, the blast strokes will do even more damage. And the best part about it is that because it's a crit weapon with blast and corrosive, it doesn't have enough stuff for me to use galvanized aptitude, because normally serration would be better, but this Riven mode now can completely replace serration. The difference is only 30%. So you add this, you add primary cracks for even more status chance, which is why this thing became so broken. Status chance swords, primary cracks, Riven mode buffs, hunter munitions, dot here, elementalist, extra punch through. It all just goes so hard, and the end result is an absolute blast. Which, speaking of, I had the wrong arcane here. I needed arcane acceleration and not arcane tempo, like actually what I actually had. So that is something that, you know, I should have fixed. But the sword case is without those. So I mean, can you really complain? Low key, do I wait for this? I will wait for this. I'm waiting for this. This will change in 50 seconds. I want to see if I will get an alert that is an actual survival mission with the event, because if it happens, then yeah, I get some free showcase that is 100 times better than my regular one. So I don't even have a survival mission right here to showcase it. Come on, man. There you go. And it's a rescue. No, it's a mobile defense. Even worse. Wow. All this for nothing. All this just to default back to Ani. I love it. Ani, my beloved. Alright, Coda Synapse. Let's see it. I quite love this Wisp build, honestly. It just adds so much potential to a lot of primary weapons. Okay. I mean, It touches an enemy and they disappear. They disintegrate. I love it. And that was without roar. Bro. Yeah, Synapse might be strong now with the Raven mode. Not gonna lie. Synapse might be a strong weapon with the Raven mode, eh? So what? Do you have single target and good AoE and good everything onto this weapon now? Where is the issue now? What is the bad thing about this weapon now? Are we gonna make something up that this weapon is bad at and just call it bad anyways? Because I'm seeing some numbers, man. I'm genuinely seeing some numbers here. And I don't think I'm even using Vigilante supplies, which would take my crit tier 1 higher on some areas, and I could be seeing 2 exclamation point red crits, or, you know, 2 above the red crits, 2 tiers. So... But I mean, the damage is nuts. I don't know. You get good beam length, like the range is really good. You can add Sinister Reach to increase it even more. You get that damage, like, hello, what am I looking at? And then, even if the initial damage doesn't kill, you have the blast procs and then you have bleed procs. Like, ew. Absolutely ew. Just take a pet that does viral damage, add nourish maybe from a teammate, or add roar from a teammate, and then quick nourish yourself. Yeah, I don't know. It's so powerful. Holy shit, I love it. Obviously, the big difference between Torrid and this one, or the boring cannon, is that on the other end cannons, you don't really have to aim. On this one, you kind of need to hit the target. Your crosshair at least needs to touch the target, which is still, you know, something. And you also get rewarded by hitting headshots with even more damage, but you don't need to. You don't need to headshot. You can just body shot, and this, yeah. This doesn't change. It's the same thing. The beam length being so big actually helps a lot too, but yeah. Obviously, if you have Sinister Reach, or if you want to add the Sinister Reach, that's gonna be even better. Because I think I don't have the Exilus weapon adapter onto this weapon, which means that I'm not getting all of the value I could. But I'm quite happy with what I got. I'm gonna be so for it. Like, these are some numbers. These are quite a lot of numbers, in fact. Yeah, I mean, 3 bleed procs, doing that, not bad. Considering this weapon puts like 10 bleed procs a second. Very cool, very cool. As you can see, my Raven also had a negative fire rate modifier, so a quite big one too, 48%, which is why I'm using both Wisp and Arcane Acceleration. I don't need to use Arcane Acceleration as showcased in the initial preview, but some fire rate is like fine on this weapon, but not really as needed as on most of the beam weapons. Like, some beam weapons do need fire rate. I think it even adds a lot more DPS adding fire rate, such as the Quanta Vandal. But on this one, you know, it has really decent base fire rate, so you don't actually need to go that far, especially if you use something like Point Strike that I am doing here instead of Critical Delay. I can't really use Critical Delay because of my Raven, so... Plus, the crit tier is fine. I mean, you're seeing what I'm saying, right? I'm pretty sure the Acolyte, when it gets here, is gonna be absolutely one-tapped, so... Speaking of which... Welcome, sir. Hope you enjoy your stay. I will enjoy your stay myself, so I hope you do as well. Hello. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh my god. A beam weapon does that, by the way. Holy shit. A beam weapon does that. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, the Synapse is quite powerful. Obviously, the status chance Shards help a lot, but my god. I should like showcase what it looks like without status chance Shards, not gonna lie. The status chance Shards do help a lot. Obviously, you could just add these shards onto any Warframe. It doesn't have to be Wisp, and you would get some really good results. And you could also, if you want, use some status shards as alongside either 1 or 2 purple shards for electricity, and that would also be really strong because you would then have electricity blasts corrosive, because this is corrosive innately. So that would also be really cool and would help your build out a lot and your DLTs a lot, since, you know, you're definitely getting advantage of on the status chance there. I actually have a wisp like that, if I remember correctly. I just need to find her. This one. I found her. She has 1 primary status chance sword and 1 violet sword, and then 3 armor swords, and usually this is because I like using this build exactly as is for primary overcharge. So this is a primary overcharge wisp, which is why she also has arcane battery, so I can go over 1000 energy. But overall, I think she would be a pretty good candidate to showcase this with 1 electricity sword and status chance sword. So why not just use her, right? I don't use this faction too often, and I really love it too, so bummer. This weapon is now, especially with the Rivet mode, really powerful, but if you add status chance swords, it just completely breaks. So we'll see what this does. I will just add Pirate. I will not abuse the augment this time, so we're not gonna see so high over red crit, but this is still some really decent damage, man. Not gonna lie. This still looks very good. Yeah, this looks absolutely amazing, not gonna lie. And the electricity procs definitely help the single target damage, so yeah, it's still really good. So what if we abuse the augment? Aha. Well, it's a bit different for sure. Not that much, but yeah, the status chance swords make a big difference. The electricity sword, not so much, but it does help by adding some. Bro, I walked right into that again. By adding some electricity procs as well as your blast procs, which is pretty cool. You know, this is easily our best known chaining beam weapon when it comes to, you know, overall multi-target, single target, both at the same time. I think the best multi-target in general is the Quanta Vandal. I know Tenet Quanta is a thing now, but it simply doesn't even come close to the Quanta Vandal right now, unless this position gets buffed in the future by like a lot. I don't see it beating it. And even base stats wise, base stats, the Quanta Vandal is so much more powerful. Like, it has way higher base status chance. It doesn't have as much base damage because of the fact that one is a, you know, an adversary weapon and the other one isn't. But the adversary version of the Quanta, the Tenet Quanta, is better when it comes to the alt fire. Quite a bit, but if I may add, that's like, it has quite a bit of difference for the alt fire. Yes, it is very strong. But overall, I think the Tenet Quanta is just kind of a disappointment when it comes to the Quanta finally, just because the Quanta Vandal and its primary fire is just so much stronger. Also, I got 1,000,000 damage there. Very cool. Million damage blast speed. But yeah, this build still using the Coda Synapse just like before and still kind of doing the same thing. Maybe not as powerful because of the status shards adding so much value to it, but we'll see on the Acolyte, I guess. Don't tell me it's dude, if it's Stalker 3 times in a row, I swear to God. Okay, never mind. Because I saw the timer and I'm like, no way I'm getting invaded in 3 minutes. Oh shit, wait, no, I need the fire rate. No, violence. I need the fire rate. I don't think you understand. Fire rate is important to me. This Riven mode has no fire rate. You're gonna ruin my damage. Okay, thank you. Without any fire rate, this Riven mode completely destroys my damage. With fire rate, it's fine. Thank God. Out of all the acolytes, it had to be violence. I mean, still, I killed her pretty quickly once I got my fire rate buff up, because, you know, otherwise, negative 50% fire rate almost doesn't work well with any weapon, and beam weapons just kind of shoot without shooting, which is quite funny. But the base fire rate of this weapon is quite good, so you don't need that much fire rate. You could really make do with no fire rate modes at all on this one very easily. So don't worry about it too much. So if you have a Revenant and you for some reason have strength shards on him because you want the Mesmer skin stacks to go up a lot, do change those red shards to primary status shards. They are super underrated, super powerful. And the strength shards don't really do anything for you aside from the Mesmer skin stacks, which, you know, if you're a good Revenant player or if you pay attention to them, you shouldn't really have any issues to begin with, so, you know, who cares? Just rate up, get your damage up, do this, one tap everyone. Very fun. I'm just so glad to see this performing so well, because initially when the color weapons got released, I talked about this in the previous video, but they got a lot of slack. This one in specifically, this one in the Tices, they got so much slack. They were like, people were really going after those two weapons. They were saying, oh my god, they suck, they are so bad, and it's like, the Synapse is good. It always has been, but especially now with the disposition changes and disposition buffs, compared to the regular Synapse, this is night and day. This is so much stronger, so I think the debate can end now. You should grab this if we ever get a good percentage. I have a 60%, and you know, you can simply once again go blast by simply adding prime cryo rounds and heat, and then you can build for whatever you want, which is absolutely goated. Thank you very much for watching another video of mine, and I will see you on the next one.